We all have been watching Mushoku Tensei, right? That was way too dramatic. Mushoku Tensei is finally airing again. I am so excited, you are excited, your grandma is excited, and No Game No Life fans are also excited. Season 2 is opening a new chapter to the world of Mushoku Tensei with even more adventures of our boy rudeus in his new life. Even though the anime is experiencing a new controversy every new season, which in my opinion is freaking dumb, some people are also upset for the bad animation just because the role of the director was given to the director's assistant. Like, Jesus Christ. If you're telling me this is bad, what about the 99% of the shows you've been feeding your ass off?
I gotta stop making Watch the Rock memes. What am I doing with my life? No, the voices are back! The voices... Okay, let's continue with this video, please.
Mushoku Tensei is often seen as the pioneer or grandfather of isekai, which is kinda wrong since Mushoku has also taken many tropes and aspects of an isekai from series born decades ago, even before the popularization of Shosetsuka naro, or as everyone calls the isekai trash goldmine. But Mushoku is without a shadow of a doubt one of the greatest that helped popularizing the whole genre, and probably the best one in executing all the elements of an isekai that are nowadays seen as boring and bland. So if Mushoku is that great of an anime, manga, novel, or whatever you wanna call it, has anyone ever wondered who the hell wrote Mushoku Tensei? And everything starts with this guy. While I was scouting some information about the author of Mushoku Tensei, there was almost nothing to be found about him other than his only one appearance in this interview and other articles where they had a conversation with him. And as many authors do, he showed up while hiding his face in this Orsted helmet. I don't know, he just looks more like a crusader in 1400s, but Rifujin no maganote's interest in the fiction world began in elementary school when he watched one of the GOAT films of Hayao Miyazaki. At junior high school, he started writing using a text editor and playing around with RPG Maker to the point he quit because he got no results. Kinda like my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Until he discovered Shosetsuka naro, Shosetsu whatever the fuck, a Japanese novel self-publishing website, and he basically started publishing on that website and the rest is just history. But as far as we know from these interviews, this guy is fucking cultured. Not only he took inspiration from many popular series, but also his favorite character is Roxy. And Roxy fans arise. And it's not just because of her character design, her personality, her mode, but more because Roxy is the first person to take rudeus out of his comfort zone to defeat part of his traumas in his previous life. And it was that moment of character development where Mushoku Tensei really started getting traction and being loved by many. And as I mentioned before, maganote was inspired by many of these games, including Rance, which is a really famous hentai game. And do you know by what else it was inspired by? Isekai Labyrinth, which, you know, makes perfectly sense. Right when maganote started his career, his writing was influenced by many famous authors, which he was really close with and that debuted at the same time as him. And I am talking about the creator of Re:Zero, Konosuba, Overlord, Tanya, and at this point probably someone else too. This group of naro novelists are actually way better friends than we might think, as they really helped each other at the start of their career, so no wonder how Isekai Quartet even exists in the first place. But you know, I really feel like I miss the old times of isekai, because what in the fuck is even going on with current isekai? If there is one show that equally influenced the isekai genre as much as Mushoku Tensei, that will be, yeah, Sword Art Online. Wait, don't just scroll down and comment, keep yourself safe and let me cook. Sword Art Online was released in 2009 and the anime just 3 years later. But not even SAO was the progenitor of the isekai trash, even though every main character looks like fucking Kirito, but the isekai genre itself always existed since the 1980s, and all the tropes forming this genre originated through years and years of new popular shows, until the insane popularity that these two have gotten kind of have changed the way we perceive isekai right now, and of course, they are not the only ones. But Sword Art Online is probably one of the most popular and watched series of its genre. Literally everyone was talking about it when it was airing, even I knew about it when I was a motherfucking 10-year-old playing Plant vs Zombies until I found this GOAT video, and that is probably how I became a non-functioning being of society. On the other hand, Mushoku gained so much popularity on Naro to the point where it topped the website from 2012 to 2015, so for basically almost the entire duration of the web novel. A possible reason to why isekai nowadays sucks is that there are so many tropes that are randomly shat on some characters and the plot without using any brain cell to combine a cohesive story. 1. The useless fanservice, which probably originated from Zero no Tsukaima, where most of the time the fanservice just doesn't contribute anything to the characters or the plot of the show. The fanservice is just there to release dopamine, your stupid ass brain, whenever you see a pair of anime titties, and honestly, I'm into that shit. 2. The overpowered protagonist. I mean, do I really need to start explaining this? 3. The world building fucking sucks. I believe I'm not the only one who noticed that everyone just takes that city from Konosuba and slaps it on their own fucking story. 4. A huge harem made of lifeless girls. Like, let's be honest, we mostly watched isekai for the girls, but for holy fuck's sake, what the fuck are they doing? They're really just taking that one chart from Tumblr of 10 years ago and throw it on some random stupid ass girl. 5. Alright, I can stop shitting modern isekai and just... na 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 na. What the fuck am I doing with my life? Sometimes I still see these comments where they call Mushoku a generic anime, which I kinda get it to some extent because 90% of modern isekai did actually copy many of the tropes from Mushoku Tensei, so at first glance you might think it's mid. Many people ask why the anime adaptation of Mushoku Tensei was very late compared to the other novels of its time, but actually the production of the anime started already in 2016, but the impact of COVID-19 and the logistical problems for the creation of the new studio bind just heavily delayed the release of the anime. Now, you probably heard it 1,000 times already, but Mushoku really deserves all the praises and the title as the GOAT of Isekai. Studio Bind really gave credit to the fascinating world of Mushoku Tensei. The anime was able to offer an extremely immersive experience, and what really surprised me was that at the start of every episode, instead of showing a standard opening, they would just demonstrate their insane attention to the portrayal of the landscapes and the daily life settings of the cities. And this is just so damn beautiful. And I think you should trust the guy called Touching Grass when he says this is a very good looking grass. The production team of the anime went even further by creating 2 completely new languages in the anime. And let's not talk about the animation because we all know this bread scene makes your eyes come in 0.2 seconds. The tropes of the characters are cohesive enough to make them feel realistic. Rudeus is a protagonist of one of its kind where he is carrying the burdens of his previous life. His new life's journey is not just about becoming stronger and learning about his new world, but simply to become a better person and evolve from his past self. He is learning to deal with struggles at the same time as getting to know what really is a healthy relationship with people. This new life is an opportunity that he could never be thinking of, and this time he wants to leave a positive mark to this world without any regrets. Since Mushoku Tensei was written as a web novel, the author always took into account the feedbacks of the readers. He defined many aspects of the novel as he went along through the story, and tried to anticipate elements that the readers would have liked. So as a result, this gave him complete freedom on the story without having any editorial influence that might have changed all the questionable things that could happen in the story. One of the most notable things of Mushoku is that the plot goes through almost every isekai cliche you can think of. Every aspect of the plot sticks together very well because it's all grounded on Rudeus' journey on building upon itself, and that is basically shaped by both the writer and the readers of Naro. And that is also why Mushoku is considered by many as the ultimate Naro novel or just the grandfather of modern isekai. The reason why the isekai genre is so saturated is that, as always, people love watching that shit, and I am people. But this is not even the author's fault for these stories being so generic, because any amateur can write a story on this website. website, or they simply really suck at it and just want a bag of money, which isn't really to be blamed. And companies know they will make money off of it by investing in these boring ass stories. Although Mushoku might not be the deepest anime out there, since many plot points were driven and inspired by many hentais, the message that the creator wanted to give in his novel was to make everyone feel desperately alive, to be able to change and acknowledge that mistakes are an important part of your life. Mushoku is one of the few isekais where you feel emotionally engaged in the story and the characters, and it is when you get that emotional feeling when you know this is a very good show. And I believe that anime by anime, year by year, we've kind of lost the sense of what really an isekai was supposed to mean. We've kind of lost that element of fantasy that excites and captures the attention of the readers, the anime watchers, you name it. So yeah, what about season 2? This was the best anime arc of all time. Alright, enough bullshitting around. I don't know how this video took me so much time to make.